Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Brony Show, episode 623. And I am your host here to bring you the Brony community for, 2 weeks this time because I was out at BabsCon. I am Circuit Main. But I'm not here by myself. No, I am joined by a wonderful group of panelists, talkers, and random well wishers to also talk about random stuff. We are also joined by Deathlight Productions,
I
joined by DM21,
This weather here has gone really hot all of a sudden.
Textalion,
Hey.
Tokoi,
It's been either 90 or 50. I don't know which anymore.
and from the Otaku Ascended, Suki.
Yeah,
And yes, we are here to bring you the Brony community for this week, and about 2 weeks, because I was at BabsCon. I had a wonderful time at BabsCon, and unfortunately, this will be our last BabsCon report because this was the final BabsCon. Now, of course, we'll save all of that for the actual talk about because there's quite a bit to talk about. Definitely a lot to discuss and a lot to enjoy about it. But before we do all of that, it's time to warm up our vocal cords, maybe give ourselves a nice little sip of tea, and talk a little bit about what is going on in our daily lives. And what better way to start that off than with a big, heaping, helping, ultra super deluxe double scoop load of wub. And I would like to ask all of you, as we do every week, what's up, Bronies?
your load.
I was going for more like an ice cream scoop situation. I don't know why it came out like load.
Well, I had fun over the past 72 hours. I've worked. I've had to deal with mowing. I've had to deal with the heat and the cooling. And I got to spend 2 hours in an arcade that, for $12, I could play any of the machines that I wanted.
Honestly, not a bad way to
And
spend.
I didn't have to pay for Quickly.
Not a bad way to spend an evening.
Honestly, it was just nice to know that there are still places like that that are relatively new that are still trying to keep that feel alive.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's been, but in the past 10 years, I didn't know it was there.
Yeah, I think we have something similar. I say similar because I think the entry fee is a little bit lower. Last time when it was like maybe $6, but after that it was nickels the rest of the time. They called it Nickelcade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's easy enough to get like a bunch of nickels, so it's like, yeah, it's not a big deal there.
Yeah. The way they actually probably do money is because pinballs are not included in free play, because you could, but it's smarter just to have it be token operated.
Well, the pinballs I can kind of see a little bit more because they are a lot more heavy mechanical. And yeah, you can wear out a pinball machine a lot faster than you can an arcade machine in some cases.
Yeah, because the moving parts are.
Yeah, finely
everywhere
tune
there.
weights and whatnot, and it's like,
Yeah.
But I had fun at my stepnephew's birthday party. It was very nice. It was like seeing family, friends, and just hanging out in a nice area.
That's awesome. Well, I'm gonna go off. I can't talk a little too much about anything because most of my weekend was all BabsCon related. The one thing I do have that isn't is kind of a fun little thing. I got another Kickstarter that I backed a while ago. I finally got my prizes for it, I guess you could say. Trotcon is doing a Kickstarter for plushies of all their mascots. Here you got Peanut Butter. I think it's like Cocoa, Cinnamon, and Proxy. These were basically the con mascot, the two mascots that they had during the winter TrotCon, and also the mascot that they had during the online only TrotCon. So a lot of TrotCon mascots here that I really wanted to get a hold of, so I did fund into it for 4 of them. And yeah, they finally came. It took several months. Now the fun thing is when they did come and I got the package from my front door, that was something else entirely because wow. It's kind of hard to tell, so I took multiple angles, but this box is destroyed.
That is horrible, man.
Yeah, I mean, you
The
really
story
want to.
that box could tell if it could talk.
You really want to get a look.
Kick
This
it?
is what the inside of the box
Jesus.
looked like.
Like, did they kick it?
I see daylight.
Caved in. Yeah, it's like,
I don't know if they kicked it. I don't know if it was just really if it got through the machine weird. I do not know what happened to this. All I know is I'm super grateful that this happened.
Let me see.
On-
Wait, that's inside. Wait, can I see the outside of the box one more time?
Yeah, sure. Just give me one quick second. I just realized I needed to do something here real fast.
Thank you.
Oh. Okay. That is a pallet jack hitting it.
Whoa! No! Oh no! That's so. They tried to stab peanut butter.
Basically, your box was on a pallet, and unfortunately, it got hit.
Yeah, it was
I
a
guess that
little.
would make
The forks
sense.
were a little too high.
I'm just so used to pallet jacks only being used for big stuff because all of our smaller stuff that we have shipping, we just move it all by hand.
Yeah, I mean, I figured. Yeah, like I said, I was figuring that this was like, this may have been on a pallet with like a bunch of other stuff moving between facilities at some point.
It
was, like,
probably
on the
was. It probably was, and I mean they work the people at the post office to death right now. It's completely nuts.
Yeah, and as
Yeah.
someone who's actually had to deal with pallet jack and actually, with small, heavy stuff, it can look rough because at work I have to check like, every delivery, and if there is an egg that is busted in the center, I have to say, hey, we need to send this back and get refunded.
Yeah, and I've punctured more than my few shares of soda cans with pallet jacks as well.
Oh, it is horrible whenever the bags get popped because it is.
But yeah, so luckily there was plushies. So I guess overall the best luck could have possibly happened because it was just it was plushies that got destroyed. Well, the box got destroyed. The plushies were safe, and funny enough, the pin that also came with them. I completely forgot there was a pin that did too. But it's just a wooden
That
pin.
is very nice.
Yeah, so yeah, all in all, no major losses, no major damage, just one heck of a really messed up box, and everything is okay. So yeah, I'll take what I can get.
This is why I'm cautious about ordering DVDs from places like Amazon and such, because the boxes could end up like that.
That's why this is why I took photos of the box before I even opened it. If you get, well, I guess I can't say that because it does show I opened it. But yeah, you do want to take if you get damaged merchandise as it comes in, you definitely want to get photos of it immediately so you have proof that it came in like that. It usually helps with negotiation with arguments if you have to make them. But luckily, no harm, no real harm, no foul. Just unfortunately, my roommate misses out on another box it could have used to help with moving. No, what are you gonna do? That's all I got. Like I said, most of my stuff is BabsCon related, so we're saving all of that for later. Anybody else have any other wub that they want to throw out there?
Well, it's funny when you talk to people
Yeah.
and they got old shit just hanging around.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, you can have it. I was like, oh, okay. So now I have 2 camper trailers.
Sweet.
Yeah, you and my brother have a very fun
You're
habit
the
of
only
being
one
like,
you're the only one that know this. Like, you got some old stuff hanging around. They just let me have it. It's just like, oh, you're talking about like maybe some old game consoles. No, I'm talking about camping trailers. Like, oh my god.
Yep.
How are you so lucky to get two?
He knows people.
I know people. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Old Tony right there is completely rotten on the inside. Well, Trenny, I guess. Yeah, that's an old Trenny. Completely rotten on the inside, and it's gonna be faster just to tear it all apart and make that thing into an enclosed trailer, like I was thinking on doing anyways.
Yeah.
And last weekend, I actually gone down and looked at closer detail with a smaller teardrop. It's also just as bad, so it's gonna be faster just to tear it all apart and just rebuild it. So.
Yeah, if you look at photos of this
pretty
thing.
good. It looks pretty good in the pictures, but then when you actually start looking at it deeper, it's like, oh.
This
yeah,
does
all
not
the
look pretty
seals.
good. This does not look good. This looks really, really messed up.
A lot of water damage.
Well, but it's also, if you look at it, it's divided into panels.
Hmm.
So you can remove a panel and put a new one in. That's what we were hoping we can do. But then when we did a closer inspection, it was all the panels.
Yeah, no, those interior walls definitely need. Yeah, pretty much. Every surface I'm seeing in there just doesn't look. It looks like. Well, I mean, maybe it's salvageable. If you take them apart. If you take it apart, you might. I don't know. You might be able to clean some of them. Some of them might be set. You might be able to salvage some of it.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought too. That was my biggest hope. And last weekend I got them with a pick and started just poking around. I was like, nope, they're rotten. Like,
too soft, and
yeah.
it goes in too easy. Yeah.
Is the frame at least good?
Like you're talking about the frame for the actual camper, because that's a solid chunk of steel. It's fine.
Okay, yeah,
So-
it's gonna be a
To
heck
build
of
a new
a.
camper, it's
Yeah.
whatever. It's not a big deal, honestly. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like a few $1,000s to build a new camper.
Yeah.
Not a big
But
deal.
it's still cheaper than buying one of these new.
Yeah.
But
Speaking
yeah,
of other
no.
cheap projects, got a lot of work done on my race truck too.
Oh,
Nice.
how's that been?
I'm starting to run wires to where I'm going to be putting the fuse box and everything, so it's getting there. It's getting to the point though where I need to start buying switches and the gauge clusters and stuff, because it's different from vehicle to vehicle. Well, different from company to company and how they want them to be set up. So. Got the rear completely figured out. Got the front mostly figured out. I need to run the wires for the coils and get that all ran down and good. And then really all that's left is buying the gauge clusters and the switches. And then that will tell me exactly how many fuses I need. Fuses and relays, so.
Oh, it definitely sounds like it's on its way.
Yeah. Wiring takes forever, especially when you don't actually have wiring and you're just grabbing a bunch of stuff out of the old wiring loom. I was like, oh, that's long enough, just yanking it out. Yep, same gauge, it works. It takes a little bit longer.
I imagine so. All right.
But it's all free. I still have yet to spend not even $1,500 on this truck yet. But it's really killing in time.
All thanks to your connections.
All right. And now, all right. Anybody else have any other What's Up Brony they want to throw out there before we get into the news?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get a copy of Sonic 3 or Blu-ray.
Oh,
That's nice.
okay. That is cool. That is awesome.
Yeah, they hardly had any copies left at Walmart when I went there today.
That's just kind of surprising, to be honest. But also, I guess it's kind of a good sign that physical media is still desired.
Yeah, I was more surprised when you said Blu-ray. I'm like, whoa, physical media?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I'm 100% with it. I so much go for physical media if at all possible. At least even now, more days. But
I know, right?
Yeah, but that's a whole nother, that's a mess and a half. Rather not get too far into, but get DVDs, everybody. Get DVDs. Anyway, anybody else have any other What's Up, Brony, they want to get in there? All right, let's go ahead and get started with the news here. We're, of course, going to go into pony conventions so we can start to have a conniption with how close they're coming already. Speaking of coming close, Griffish Isles is already a few days away over in Manchester, UK. If you are across the pond, I definitely say go ahead and get into it. Have some fun. I hope you have a blast. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun over there. I honestly,
Well, a lot more online conventions this year.
we've had quite a few concerts pop up here, but yeah, we'll get into those in just a second. But yeah, Griffish Isles, definitely a good fun time. We also have Something Social, which is a full multimedia event that will be in 3 weeks and 3 days from now. So it sounds like it contributes a lot more than just music. It may have a lot of video content and other things like that. I am on their Discord. I've just been kind of getting little glimpses and pieces. I basically, right after BabsCon, I said, no, I'm not doing anything for a week. So I haven't played catch up on anything yet. Outside of the show, of course. And getting healthy again. But yeah,
The
so...
hard part.
But Something Social is probably going to be the next thing we really take a good close look at because we can actually attend it. But
I love the online conventions.
but along with that, and I think I feel like it's got to be related because it's on the same weekend. We have Acid Unicorns, a semi-annual audio-visual event where captive unicorn server members share creative performances on an online concert. All creative endeavors are accepted, including music, art, vlogs, and film. Boy, this sounds very familiar somehow. So yeah,
We'll have to check the archives.
we might have to take a look into. We might take a look into this as well. I don't know if it's related to Something Social, though. It has the same rhythm as it. It could be something completely separate at the same time, but usually they don't time these things at the same time. So I have a feeling it's related. But we'll definitely have more information on both of these as we get closer to it. And then right after that, we of course have Epona Fest over in Italy. That will be at the end of May, which is, yeah, so that's going to be exciting. And of course, for those of you who are curious, the next convention I am going to be attending is going to be Clear and Everfree Northwest. Well, outside of the online and digital conventions, of course, but the physical convention that is pony related. I got to be specific about that because thinking about it, there's, I think, an anime convention and another convention that I might be, well, I am probably going to be going to before Everfree. But Everfree, I'm definitely going to be going.
Okay, August. August is when Everfree's happening. I'm looking at the past events for Acid Unicorns. They started their actual thing in June 13th, 2021. And the latest one was August of last year.
I'll probably take a look into that and see if we can get a taste of what they're all about. It really is awesome seeing all of these different conventions. By the way, Hearthwarming Club. I wish I could go. I would actually love to go to a Christmas pony convention again.
That's always fun.
Yeah, but the problem with this one, even if I did have the funds, is it's a 150 user cap. They don't have a lot of space for a lot of bronies, so it's very limited spacing. And it's very likely they're going to sell out before you even know it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
second, I sent you the Acid Unicorns for future reference.
Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Because we've got quite a bit of news. We got 2 weeks worth of news, so we got to get started on that. Let's start off with the next, and I'm hoping not the last, but we haven't heard anything since it. The Tournament of Mysteries G5 comic is soon to be coming out. This is the last of the 4 that were announced, including the Case of the Missing Puff, the Rise of Cadence, and also the one with the two extra characters, including a zebra. I can't remember their names, and I feel bad because we I want to say it's not Velvet Remedy. Izzy's apprentice.
The
Violet Rainbow.
Violet Rainbow.
That is.
Yeah, Violet Rainbow. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
her and her friend. But yeah, Tournament of Mysteries
Violet
is the
Rainbow.
last one that has been announced so far. There is a possibility more may be announced, or this may be the last one. I can't say one way or another. But it does look pretty awesome looking at the art style of the 3-page preview that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the smiles. I mean, dear God, those teeth are huge.
Jesus.
Yep.
I mean, look at.
Also, I know the sunglasses.
I'm sorry, just look at Misty's mouth there. She's more tooth than pony.
Also, at times, these sunglasses make them look like they have lifeless doll eyes.
What are you talking about, the sunglasses?
Okay, back out of this.
Alright, I'm back in.
Scroll down. One more. Side view to that bottom panel.
I don't see no lifeless eyes.
I don't see
glasses.
anything of that.
Well,
I mean, I have my
The
question
shades
about this.
come-
I have my question about what's going on with this guy's haunches.
Oh my God.
This is peak male performance. You cannot be upset.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I like this art style just because it's so different from everything we've seen. Even with the
It's
giant
so-
mouths.
It's so squishy.
Yeah, it's got a very squishy feel to it. I like
Yeah.
it.
They're made
motion
of
stretch.
they're made of putty.
They're made of pony. Okay, we're gonna move away from this. But
Oh,
yeah,
no, I just noticed something else. Where are the freaking things holding the glasses in place?
we're not talking about that. We're not. If we get into how are sunglasses working on a pony's head, we will be here all day. It's not.
Yeah.
We all know this.
Oh, look at those faces.
Oh God,
Those children look too damn campy.
what is with all the Delver smiling? Oh my God. Oh no.
Hey,
Now, see, that
oh,
is haunting right there. That is freaky.
They want to eat our souls.
Seriously, oh God, this is like nightmare fuel. What are they doing?
Yeah, see, that's the scary one right there.
I can do it.
Oh, this is such. I mean, I get they're trying to be cheery, but oh dear God. This is...
There's a fine line between cheery and creepy, and you are on it.
Oh God, there's so much
What
about
timeline is
this.
Ah, the meme.
There's so much.
This is fine.
Honestly, this is the most beautiful thing right here. This. Okay, we're gonna walk
Imagine
away
that
from this.
unfolding
Just
with
the horrible grinning ponies are just. Oh my God.
Could you imagine being in a call with somebody and you just hear sirens and people crying and yelling? It's like, yeah, everything's great. How you doing?
No. You hear the sirens and wailing, and oh, by the way, I think Whiskers is missing. Just so nonchalant about the whole thing. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the other news. Well, we've had something funny. Now, who's ready to open up their wallets?
No.
I mean, you're going to be opening up your wallets. Did not see this coming, and I want to open up my wallets. And that's right, wallets, plural. I want to buy a wallet just to open it up.
I need a new computer chair. I can't do this.
3 deluxe plushies have been listed by Symbiote. Sunset Shimmer, Trixie, and Fluttershy. Now, why are they deluxe? Sunset
Oh my
Shimmer has a
God.
leather jacket with a collar. I don't know if the piano and the guitar thing comes with her, but the leather jacket and collar definitely does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah, I'm
just a leather
guessing it's
jacket.
probably just the
Yeah.
jacket and stuff.
Fluttershy comes with her own angel bunny.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Hear that, bunny? Hear that, angel? You're an accessory now.
And Trixie has her cape, hat, and a magic wand.
It looks like Sailor Moon's wand.
Yeah, and looking at the actual things on the site, it is just the jacket and
Yeah, but it's a jet. But she has a new hat. Simpsons joke if anybody gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know if it's available yet, or hopefully they didn't sell out already. That would be sucky. But yeah, it looks like it's $40, which if all of them hold out, it would be. That is not quite where I need it. There we go. Yeah, most of the pony plushies are about $30. Outside of the either the jumbo ones. Ooh, the Rainbow Dash Jumbo is available now.
Mm-hmm.
But
pay $10 extra for the jacket. Be happy.
Yeah, you pay $10 extra for the accessories. Because Fluttershy does come with Angel Bunny, and Trixie comes with the hat and cape and all that. The jacket looks really good, though. I'm not gonna lie; it actually does have a good look to it. So
it's a good jacket.
Besides, you can always get Sunset Shim. Actually, even better, they get the Sunset Shim right here. You see her happy face. She's got the smug look. They smugged her.
I want that just for the smug.
Yeah, $10 for smug. I will happily pay $10 for smug.
But it's not available.
Here's $10. Give me my smug.
Give me the smug horse.
Give me smug horse.
Give me the collar and the jacket.
Smug horse, smug horse, smug horse, so smug. She has a leather jacket, a collar, and two, and she costs about $10. So whatever. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I would recommend checking it out. I honestly would love to do it myself. I have to save up money right now. I'm done with Babs. I got to get ready for Everfree, and that means money.
I need my computer chair, and I can't.
Also, I did a quick look for like costumes, and yeah, like $10 for an extra costume. That's not too bad on top of what we already got for the plushies.
Yeah, she's smug, so smug. Actually, really quick, I'm curious. The Fluttershy. Oh, the Fluttershy. Wow, they all have different expressions, except maybe. No.
Yep, that's the other part about this.
Yeah, they all even the deluxes have their own expressions too. So. Yeah, so it's not like they just took the plushies they already have and just put them in a new hat. They actually put some effort behind it. So, absolute kudos to them, to Symbiote for actually putting some effort.
It would have been too easy to do that.
It would have been so easy. And I don't think anybody would have blinked. But no, they went that a little bit further, and I love that little bit further. Even if it's just a little bit, it's still a little bit. All right, so yep, let's go ahead and move on there. Now that you know the plushies exist, now it's time to talk about another horse show, Wildmanes. Yep, we still got more Wildmanes coming. Another episode has popped up. This one, of course, dealing with why you shouldn't take weird plants from their natural environment and take them home with you, because they could be parasitic in nature.
Don't mess with the ecosystem.
Don't mess with people's ecosystems. Don't mess with nature. They're there for a reason. I don't care. We don't care if you think it's cute and cuddly. It can destroy the balances of life just because you wanted to have that cute flower in your backyard. But yeah, it's a fun little episode. I recommend checking it out. Next, for those of you who want other pony merchandise, a book has been kickstarted called The Mareshin. This is, of course, actually, I believe I read from, I think it's Kevin Overstreet. Yeah, Chris Overstreet. My bad. Chris Overstreet, who has done quite a few different pony books already. But yeah, this one he is doing a Kickstarter, which has already been funded at this point. So anything you get at this point is gravy. So the you can get a PDF of the book. You can get a paperback of the book. An unabridged version, apparently. And also, he did Changeling Space. He also did Changeling Space Program, which he is also doing a funding to get into that as well. If you haven't had a chance to get into Changeling Space Program, which I actually did buy the book and I read it while I was in training at my work, and I thought it was really good. I finished it, which tells you a lot right there.
Oh, this is just another add-on tier to get another book with a book.
Well, it starts off. It's essentially this whole thing is for the Mareshin itself, a full physical print of the book, But you can also get into other books and other add-ons and merchandise things, such as like names, patches, a lot of other fun stuff. So, yeah.
If it has an extra book, I'm getting the extra book.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot to go on. There's a lot here. Ooh, shiny home rainbow coin. Cool.
Ooh, shiny.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a Kickstarter that is going on for the next 20 days. So you have almost 3 weeks left. If you're still recovering from BabsCon, hopefully that gives you enough time, myself included, to get involved into this and get some funding in here. But yeah, it's essentially already made its goal. So if you get in, you're almost all but guaranteed to get the book because they already got the funding for it at this point. I love it when a Kickstarter's like that. It's already got the funding. So yeah, you know, it's not a wait and see if they fund it. They've got it funded. You're good. You just got to get in there before it's too late. Anyway, moving on. I can't believe this happened. We were gone during the most eventful moment in all of internet history. I don't know how to feel about this. All right. Okay, I'm gonna put this tab up because I want to make sure I got the chat rooms up. I'm sure a lot of chatter's about to happen here. Just please let me get out what happened, what is going on, and what has happened before we really start talking over one another. So, for those of you who have not paid attention, it appears last week, or 2 weeks ago, actually it kind of happened as we were getting ready to go to BabsCon.
I remember this. I remember this.
4chan went down. It was hacked and it went down hard. Fully hacked, accounts compromised. Apparently they got access to the entire owner and moderator list, including contact information. There was rumors, and I say there were rumors because I don't know if anybody actually confirmed this or not, that they even had the contact information of anybody that ever posted in 4chan. If they provided the contact information in there. I don't know. I was able to...
.gov accounts.
There was rumors of that too. There was rumors of that too. I can't confirm that either.
Remember, these are rumors. They have not been...
Well, what has been told and what is the truth are two radically different things, which I can't believe we have to say in this day and age.
No, it's always been that way. We just
anyway. So essentially, what this ultimately boils down to, what had happened, 4chan was taken down, and apparently it was due to the fact that nobody updated 4chan security since 2016. And it is very easy to run scripting applications through an image uploader if you are smart enough. So yeah, it got hacked. It was taken down, and some people heralded it like it was the end of an era. Some people figured it was like the Hydra. They cut off the head, and several more were going to take its place all over the internet, and all sorts of stuff. Granted, you can see from here, it's back. 4chan is up and going at the moment. It looks like, but at the moment they are still working on updates. They're trying to fix things up. But yeah, I literally just loaded it up right now, and I'm able to load up 4chan. It's here. The pony page is still here. Luckily,
it might be in read-only mode.
You know what? Bet. Okay, there it is. Let's see. Nope. You are able to post. Anybody?
Alright, so it's updated since the last I heard.
It has been updated more, and yeah. So 4chan was dead, and now it's back. However you make of that is up to you. Personally, I'm kind of ambivalent. It does have some really sucky people, some really terrible sucky people, but I've also seen a lot of cool and creative things coming out of it. So I just kind of
think the good with bad.
I kind of call it a wash altogether. You know, I applaud the people doing good things, and I don't.
And we shake our heads at the people doing bad because we can't control them.
More like a finger wag, but you know, I'm not going to condone any bad activities on that at all, ever, because I don't. What's the point? Anyway,
We are hive mind. Just because one of us does bad does not mean we all bad.
anyway, but yeah, so yeah, we missed out on 4chan going down and coming back up while we were out on BabsCon break. Go figure, right?
Oh, I know. The one major news thing that isn't just our standard hullabaloo.
Well, we also
And
got we also got another bit of stupidity here. Netflix, thank you. So, ponies are back on Netflix. Kind of. This is really dumb. Because it only has the first episode of the first 4 seasons.
I've just been
What?
rewatching it on their
I
channel
am-
on YouTube.
I'm not kidding. I'm absolutely not kidding. I actually checked this yesterday just to see if maybe this changed since this article was posted. No! They only have episode 1. The night lasted forever. Discord caused chaos, and I don't remember what happened at the beginning of season 4, but essentially all of the 2-part openings never got don't have the second parts on Netflix. Nobody knows why. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Season 4 was when the garden the force took over.
Yeah, where we had the flashback to the actual battle that everyone went, oh, it wasn't as epic as we thought. Still epic, but not as epic as we thought.
That was episode 2. You didn't get to see that.
Eh,
Yeah.
no, wait. That was the, oh my god, Twilight has wings. What are we going to do?
Anyway.
Oh,
Oh,
back when the fandom was losing shit.
okay, hold on. I'm trying. I know I was. Here we go. So
I
yeah,
saw
just
that
to
the
give an
seasons were
idea.
back, but I didn't know it was this bad.
Oh yeah, the Crystal Empire. It was season 3.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
That's why
Crystal.
we didn't do it.
We got just 4 part 1s. This is terrible and hilarious.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Oh, this is so. Oh, I don't
Can't
know
make
what.
this shit up.
I literally don't know what's gonna happen at this point. They might end up uploading the rest of them eventually. Apparently, this is not an immediate issue. Well, I don't know what's happening. I just don't know what's happening. This is
It's
stupid.
Netflix, we don't.
We don't question it, but yeah, I mean, even if Netflix was trying to drum up interest, this is the worst way to do it.
Plus, free option that we don't have to sail the seas for.
Yeah, but anyway, so there you go, Netflix. Thank you, I guess, maybe. All right, here's another.
Why are you doing this? We're all
The-
confused.
The same reason that somebody does this. Apparently, somebody has been doing this lately. I'm only bringing attention to it just because it's sheer weirdness. But I'm never gonna probably watch these videos at all ever. But I do want to bring attention to it at least. But apparently, somebody has generated 3 CG ponies that uses essentially AI to read questions from YouTube. First mistake. And respond to them as the princesses. So, yeah, this is a thing. And yeah, the questions
Probably
are
might as well as
obviously
you take.
the questions are not scrubbed at all. So, yeah. If you want to watch it, just be prepared. It's going to be nasty and horrible and messed up beyond all words.
And it'll still be just for kids.
It is fascinating to see this, but that is literally it. It's just fascinating. Honestly, there are many better things to do with your time. So many
Also-
better things.
Also, the fact that they went with the Molly version of Celestia.
No, that's just a coloring thing with the CG.
Yeah.
But here's something you can do with your time instead. Ponies at Dawn has announced a new album called Limelight.
Ooh.
This will be released on the 10th of May, and they already have a little teaser out for you to enjoy enjoy some music. And
Yeah,
you
me,
can
go and listen to Rush.
And you can also go onto Bandcamp right now and reserve your copy of it. I have already done so. So the day that it comes out, I'm going to be able to listen to it. Honestly, I would recommend doing the same. It is, of course, the same as previous Ponies at Dawn, which is it's pay what you want. You can pay as little or as much as you want, and you will have a copy of it for now until, I can't say the end of time, but until Bandcamp no longer exists. And
Put it into a CD, you'll have it forever.
Or until the CD breaks or gets spent in half.
Oh, that's weird. I wonder, did I miss an album somewhere in Ponies at Dawn? Huh.
Uh-oh.
It's possible they do have
They
fun
have
with
so
that.
many. They have so many. I've lost count of which ones I have or don't have.
Yeah. They have quite a few, but that's also the fun thing about the digital discography. If you really wanted, you could just pay pennies and have literally 100, like so many hours of Brony music from Brony musicians. These are all Brony musicians. They're all contributed to part of this, and I believe it actually goes to a good cause as well. So it's not just, there's so much goodness here, especially if you love music. I
Indeed.
100% encourage people to check it out if you have any interest in music.
There's gonna be a lot of links in the show notes this time around.
There's yeah, I mean we're flooded with show notes, which means we got to get moving. Let's go a little bit further here. Festival of Lanterns. This one is interesting. This is based off a game called Lanterns, and they ponified it. This is over at Renegade Studios. This has nothing to do with either the card game or the book RPG. It is their own separate creation. I wish I could talk more about this, but I didn't have time or money to get this yet, so I don't have a copy of this yet. And I'm planning on picking up a copy at some point here soon because so far I've been keeping up with all of this and I don't want to miss out. But yeah, Festival of Lanterns. Be sure to check it out, especially if you like ponies and lanterns, I guess.
Lamp.
Man. Next. Now, here's something for all of you creative types out there, and I mean all of you creative types. The Friendship is Forever 15th Anniversary Fanzine is looking for contributors. This is a full-on fan-made project for fans, by fans, and it is going to be a massive undertaking. Looking up a full-on zine, and they are asking for everything. They're looking for artists. They're looking for writers. They are looking... Let's see. Artists, writers, creative people. Basically, they are looking for a lot of people to contribute to this.
For the uneducated amongst us, what is a zine?
You know what? I'm about as I have my assumption, and I realized I probably should have actually looked into this.
Okay, so whole story.
What is that?
Before the internet, before all this fun stuff that we could post everywhere. No, this is an actual thing. People made fan magazines of certain things where people could submit fan fiction, do art, and give their takes on, well, I think this is how a story should go.
A zine is a small circulation of self-published work of original or appropriated text and images, usually reproduced via copy machine. Zines are the product of either a single person or a very small group. In this case, since it's digital, I'm guessing it's a larger than small group. And are popularly photocopied into physical prints for circulation.
Okay, so basically you could have just said old fandom stuff.
Well, it's basically it's a fan-made magazine,
old fan
essentially.
fiction.
Yeah,
it's a fan-made magazine. A fan-made magazine would be the best way to put it.
Was I not on point there?
Yeah, a little more or less, I suppose. But it's also more fun to bring out the literal dictionary definition.
No, I understand. But that also gave me time to get the literal dictionary.
Anyway. But yeah, essentially this is going to be a fan-made magazine to celebrate the 15th anniversary, and they're looking for people to contribute whatever they can in arting, writers, and apparently there's also going to be merch involved with this.
And it's only 2 days away from recording.
Unfortunately, that is the problem here. This has been going on for a little while, and this is going to be ending in just a couple of days. So if you know anybody, or you are somebody, and you're watching this live, let them know now. You go now. Do something right now. Don't sit on this. If you're watching this on archive, you are probably too late. I wish I was a better artist. I might actually try to contribute. I'm not there yet. Not by a long shot.
I wish I was a better writer so I might have contributed something like this.
But yes, it's a really cool thing though, and I am definitely going to try to get my own copy of it when it finishes. Mostly because this is also the stuff I live for. Alright, let's move on. So, next, we had something cool. Now let's have something interesting. Tamers has released another video. Of course, this one, funny enough, is able to be played right now as we speak. But, we have already too many videos as is. And Tamers is such a interesting interesting
Wild
thing.
God is the best option here.
Oh my god.
So, yep. Do check it out, though, especially if, once again, if you know who this is, you know what you're getting into. If you don't know who this is, imagine really early 2000s internet humor and ponies, and just kind of go with it from there. Just be ready. You will probably get offended at something.
I'm offended.
But it also apparently it has pretty decent writing, pretty decent stories. For one person's work, they make a lot into it, and I don't know. It's just
the vector.
I think that it's just wild stuff. So, oh my god, they got Stephen Hawking pony. We're out. We're walking away now.
Run away.
Okay. Next, let's talk.
Everyone else is not impressed with Tamers.
Let's talk about Caillou, the Chinese card company that is taking ponies to another level.
I'm at another level.
I mean this. So Caillou has done quite a lot in the last couple of weeks. Starting off, we got a pop-up shop with lots of pony merchandise that showed up. Now, some of you are curious about some of these cards. We're going to get into that.
Fabulous.
We are going to get into this because this is going to get interesting real fast. But yeah, they had a bunch of figures. They had some really awesome background images. Caillou has really been hitting it out when it comes to pony merch. And it really makes you say, we could have had this in the U.S. Why did you cheap out, Hasbro? This could have been you. You could have been a contender.
Hasbro got taken over by Asshat and ruined everything.
Yeah, he's not wrong with that, but also second, it's third party. They can do crazier stuff.
Yeah, but Hasbro also has been licensing to third parties. Why the third parties are cheaping out too? Anyway, I'm moving on. All right. Also, Caillou, there's a reason that the pop-up shop came up. Caillou is setting up for a trading card pony game called Friendship Set Sail. Well, this case, it's Friendship Set Sail. I don't know if that's the name of the entire series or just this particular one.
Andy Price.
Oh my God, Andy Price is also being part of this.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Price, Andy Memberson, Tony Fleeks, Sarah Richard.
Tony?
They are getting some amazing artists to get into these cards.
Brenda Hickman.
At HarmonyCon, they talked about this.
Yeah.
A lot of grade A artists. That's kind of surprising, honestly.
Yeah. No.
Well, so it's one of those ways that Hasbro can keep tabs on these people because.
Why are you making it sound like that the government? You got the Hasbro fans outside of the business. Okay, Andy Price, has he moved yet? Is Andy Price still drawing ponies? What? He's drawing Marvel? How dare he? What are you talking about? Keep tabs on these people.
There are people like that.
But
some of these companies are like governments in a way.
I know, but I literally don't think they can do that.
Well,
you want to
underestimate the power.
I don't think. I'd rather not be tested on that. Let's go ahead and keep moving on. But yeah, trading card game with Caillou and a lot of amazing art and cards coming up. And the thing, now some of you might be worried, oh no, this sucks because Caillou is a Chinese company.
Well, they're coming with an English one, last I've heard.
You're absolutely right, and this is one of them. The global
global
launch of this game. This is going to be a full-on global release, which hopefully means that it won't be horribly expensive to try to get cards of in the near future.
Oh, is that a sketch? That's a freaking sketch.
Well,
That's awesome.
it could be early concept of what they're planning.
No, that's a theme
But
card.
yeah, it looks like you got main character cards, scene cards, story cards, character cards. Apparently, they're unrelated to each other.
Wait, they redrew a scene from the show. Damn.
Yeah, no, they're not cheaping out on this. They are putting a lot of crazy,
God
wild
damn, that's
effort.
a lot of TLC.
There's a lot
Oh,
going in here. This is, yeah, if you are a third party and you got a license of something amazing, this is how you do it.
This is how you do it.
South China does it like nobody does. And in fact, they're doing it so well, they apparently have the license for this until 2029.
Wow.
I see what Hasbro's like. Yeah, we don't have to make this. All right, have fun.
That's a lovely
Yeah.
rarity.
And they start. Wow, so it's like almost a decades-long license. That's pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah, and it is going up gangbusters. They are knocking this so far out of the park. This actually might end up being a complete offshoot of G4 that breeds a whole new side of the fandom, which I'm both excited and terrified for. But I'm mostly excited.
It's so excited. I'm so excited.
Gonna
We
have
are
like just
redoing that version of Saved by the Bell.
I'm so excited. My throat's on fire. I probably should get some water right now, but I'm going to move on now. All right. We also have a Moon Edition series of trading cards. So not only are we getting playing cards, we're getting trading cards, and these are also getting set for an English release. And if it isn't already easy to tell, I mean, look, you can actually read this without using Google Lens. Where ink and brush weave tales of wonder, mountains and rivers dance through season's spell. My Little Pony for season splendor, a magical collection where artistry and friendship dwell. They could have flowed that a little better.
Well, it's just what happens when you translate
Yeah.
poetry. It doesn't really work a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though it feels like it had to go through some translation because that is grammatically correct. It just doesn't have a
Yeah.
good flow.
It just doesn't flow quite right.
I flowed better in another language, though.
But in all honesty, yeah, these are the cards that are going to be coming out to the U.S. and oh my, this is going to lead to some crazy fan art at this point.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Whoa, we even got some background characters too. That's great.
Yeah. No, Caillou really does the work on these. I have been so impressed looking at all of the cards and trying to get a hold of them too. I mean, I got more than a few, and I do give them out at cons when I have duplicates.
Amazing.
And I also gave out. Well, I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later too, because I'm also did a cheap.
Spoilers.
I did a cheap funny thing, but okay, we're gonna skip that tab because that'll be a good start off here. But next, top 10 Brony music of March 2025. I talked about this before. I'll talk about this again. Brony music is amazing. It was so amazing. They literally were able to start to do their own concert for the end of BabsCon called Mayhem, and it actually had a really good turnout. So much so that they even had people in the balcony seats, which they did not expect to happen. It had a really good turnout. A lot of great music is played. Musicians are beloved in the Brony fandom because that's like one of the big parts of the Brony fandom. And so,
like Rockstar, it's like Rockstar territory.
in a way, yeah. But along with that, it also means that more people try to get in, and sometimes we might miss out on them. But they make some great music, and that's why I always shout out these top Brony musics, because you might miss some really awesome music from newcomers, or you might miss some awesome music that one of your favorites might have made, then you just haven't heard because you wanted to listen to Discord for the 100th time. Which, how dare you, you jerk. You're the reason that those two dun-duns, every time everybody hears them, we immediately know what it is. It's like freaking prairie dogs in one of those wilderness scenes, suddenly perking up out of a hole, just like, what was that? Is that Discord? Just because.
Well, it's just as bad when he like. It's the same thing for Undertale. Meglovania.
Yeah.
It's
You
the same thing.
just get that. You just get those few bars, and then immediately it's just like a bunch of Undertale fans just poking out a hole. Hey, what was that?
Everybody knows.
You know what it is.
You know what's crazier? I still every now and again just hear commercials, like for like Taco Bell and stuff like that. Just listening to music, and that stuff pops in every now and again. Like somebody thought it was really funny to use Meglovania for the background music for like a Taco Bell ad at some point. It was hilarious to me.
That is really weird. But
It was funny.
now here's something fun that actually happened, and funny enough, I actually have 3 copies of the comic book by accident. I don't know how this happened. But the BabsCon comic book, the front cover had a awesome little piece of art by Andy Price.
Yes.
Oh my god.
The slumber
The
party.
sleepover.
Yeah, the sleepover slumber party. Truly a
Luna.
great. Though I have to question why in the world they're doing a bridal raid with something with a bunch of kids. That is
I don't know.
That is questionable as hell.
I'm 100% with Luna though. She's like out cold before the sun even goes down.
Always Celestia.
I'm done.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an awesome
Niagara Falls.
awesome little bit of art here. Have a lot of the voice actors that were there, just the fun little references.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's one of those things. I don't really think it's a bridal. No, that is, and I see what you mean. I was like, "What's a bridal raid?" And then I went, "Oh,
Yeah, it takes a second, but you get it. All right,
Yeah.
so next we're going to do our content creation with our challenge of the week. Now, instead of doing the cold dust summoning, I'm going to go quickly grab a drink, and I'm going to see if he mysteriously shows up before I get back. So I'll be back in a quick
Great.
second. Go ahead and entertain our audience, everybody.
I know he's let us be in charge, guys. What do we do?"
We need to be awkwardly silent the whole time he's gone.
Waffles, buy tasty waffles, and don't forget cold syrup to go with them.
Remember to watch Cole's favorite show, Cole Feather and Me.
Welcome.
Hello.
I
No,
wasn't
Oh, you
intending
came
to
back
use
before
most of
you
the
came
dust,
back.
but it works.
No,
You came back
here's
to
the
do
thing.
our
We
scripted
weren't
thing.
going to summon Cole. Cole knows that he is needed.
And I have returned, and it looks like it worked. Hi, Coldust.
Hello.
All right, so our challenge of the week, well, challenge of 2 weeks apparently. Our challenge of 2 weeks was by random choice on a poll on a random wheel from all of you was puns. But we also had a
And-
protest initiative challenge, didn't we?
Yes, the Protest Initiative Challenge was the Brony Show 623, the final BabsCon, in a few moments on your favorite Brony Show stream.
Yes. The final BabsCon. We had to predict what was going to happen or draw as it was happening. Unfortunately,
I'm just kidding.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. It was golfing with friends. Wait, no, it's not that either.
It's somewhere in the announcements. I know I put it there.
Oh, I'm
I know.
absolutely sure you did. Otherwise, I think I might have drawn the wrong thing. Though.
It's one of the messages from me without not everyone.
Wait, that's it.
Ah.
Oil of Ohay. Did that really have? Oil?
Yes.
Okay.
No, the Protest Initiative Challenge this week was the Protest Initiative Challenge this week, instrument.
We got there in the end. Good job.
No, he didn't. He didn't get there.
We did.
Wait, no, he
I
did.
didn't.
say
You got
instrument.
there at the end.
I'm very tired.
But
I'm sorry.
It took the full thing, yes.
Okay, sorry. I don't know why. I just thought he was reading the challenge of the week again for some reason.
I don't know why she swallowed a fly. I guess she'll die.
All right, so
Or
the
you
Protest
pick up
Initiative
tutu.
Challenge. Now this one, I'm not gonna lie, I basically had to had to sketch this together at work while I was dealing with a lot of work because we didn't have as many people. We were doing a lot more work, and apparently somebody cranked up the stupidity to 11 today, as it's wont to do. And I also wanted to try something a little bit different for the art, so I made this.
My anticipation is killing me.
I don't know, Pony. It looks like a tuba to me.
It's not a tuba though.
It is not a tuba.
It's not.
It's
That's
not,
a fruit. I want to say
Oh.
sousaphone.
Yes.
Actually, it
you
is
got
exactly right. It's a sousaphone.
Yay!
Sort of.
Thank you, kids next door.
It's not a tuba.
It's a tuba.
It's not a tuba. Of course,
It's a sousaphone with all of its tuning things hidden behind its outer tube.
Do you know how hard it was to draw that thing in the hurry that I was doing this?
Yeah.
You learn
Next time,
something
want to
new
see
every
you draw
day.
a trombone suicide?
But yeah, no, the
Aw.
sousaphone is literally the thing that you literally wrap around yourself. It is a big circular thing that you rest on your shoulder and you blow into it. But for some reason, a lot of people associate it with the tuba.
Well, it's because you replace the tuba for
It's-
for marching band.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically a marching instrument that is the same range as a tuba, though it is not a marching tuba. A marching tuba is, well, you hold it like a bazooka.
Yeah.
The
hold it on his shoulder.
You
but-
need arm strength, shoulder strength, and every strength.
yeah, you think the football players are tough? Try being in the marching band with a tuba.
Oh, it's even better because you wear thin, flat soled shoes a lot of times. Like, go march 5 miles. You're like, okay.
And I'm
Oh,
flat.
God.
I'm flat-footed
Or-
to boot. It is not fun. I didn't use a
Or
tuba.
try
but-
marching next to the sousaphones when they choose to do fun things during the cadences, like throw the instrument around.
Oh yeah.
They swing it all the way around.
Yeah, I remember
Those bells
our-
hurt.
I remember our people doing that. Yeah, it's just
And you know, I played the trombone, so you can imagine the shenanigans we did. Sword fighting was not off the table.
yeah. I had a saxophone, so nothing like that. Mostly we're just spending
Sword fighting is always off the table with the trombones. You don't want to bend your slide.
No, it's fine until it gets hit.
You
know,
the sword fighting's okay until you actually hit them.
I
It's all
never
fun and
could
games
beat
until
because
someone
we didn't
rents
have
a
the money
tuba.
for it.
It's all fun games until someone ruins a euphorium.
I don't know if he was. Wow, we got a
Those are
lot of
fine.
people. We got a lot of people that were in the marching band in this, don't we?
I was in band. Who else was in band?
I was in band.
Oh, we all were. Cool.
It sounds like
I was
almost all of us were in band.
band.
That's actually funny.
I was in orchestra.
No, I just
Yeah.
watched. I just watched recently Sound.
All right.
No, I just watched the anime Sound Euphorium recently.
Yeah, I was in band, which is technically orchestra for our stuff, and then on top of that, I was also in choir. So
Oh yeah,
Alright.
I was in chorus.
yeah,
If you weren't in band, you were in chorus. That seems to be what a lot of schools did,
Well,
Actually,
I'm-
both.
or at least my school.
Chorus and orchestra.
Yeah. But anyway, for this one, I did something a little bit different with the art. I did a pencil sketching of the lines, and then instead of black lining it or color lining, I just immediately went for trying to color it as best I can.
I like it.
It's good.
It's
Not
definitely an
bad,
interesting
not bad.
player. Of course, there's a lot of draw overlap because I didn't clean up some lines, as you can tell.
Hey,
it's all
That's
good.
fine.
needing
And-
to be inside the lines is a lie.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
Make
I know.
it as fun as you want it to be.
What was the
If
biggest
your
life
fun
school
requires
taught you?
going fast, then it's fun and good.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how many times I redrew these freaking arms. Even while I
see
was
no
lining
arms.
it, I did. Oh crap! I accidentally forgot to color that. You can see there's some parts I did not color. I did not quite get to the coloring of them. Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see no arm circuit. I just see more legs.
Yeah.
I just know
Oh,
your
I
current
see.
arm
Okay, I
posi-
get it. I get the joke. Okay, yeah.
I just know your current up or arm positions there are not for playing; they're just for holding.
He's basically holding the
Yeah.
damn thing, so yeah. The whole
Yeah, I
thing
think-
was to just hold it, because I don't even want to think, how in the hell is a pony going to play a freaking instrument, even with 3 plungers on it?
Well, you just have your shoulder locked, and you put your elbow clear back, and there you go. You can press the buttons.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so the whole point was just a joke. It's not the tuba, and trying to get it sketched and colored while I was busy juggling both work and also trying to do it during the pre-show, because I did not have time before the pre-show due to napping and beat sabering exercise.
Good for you.
Yes.
Get those naps in.
I had to get that nap in. I did not sleep all that well last night. But anyway, so yeah, it's not the tuba, and different coloring style. I still managed to pull off some random shenanigans while I was at it. And of course, it looks like Toa... Oh, Toa did one thing, but it really confused me for a second there.
A harpsichord.
No. I would hop on this, but I would be lying.
No, there's a better way to do that. And you messed up the pun.
You're a liar.
Yes, I would harp on this, but I'm a liar. Say lion. You said lion. There's what the hell. You had the pun and you flipped it.
Yes, I did flub it, but you all got the joke anyways.
Yeah, fair enough. We got the joke. All right. So, yep.
And if anyone's a lion around here, it's me with all my lions.
You did see that Lion King land coming to Disneyland Paris I sent you, right?
You just have to
Is
read
interesting.
between the lines to understand.
Oh my hell.
See, there we go. Now, here's the funny thing about this. This circuit, I think it may have been an hour and a half of total actual drawing time in between everything going on. And maybe a little bit more coloring. I actually did a Twilight Sparkle that I put a significant amount more effort into.
Why am I looking there?
She got that lean to her.
Yeah, she got that lean.
The lead was just to try to look a little bit like she's not supposed to be standing up, like she's kind of leaning over a little bit. I mean, she's a pony for crying out loud.
Yeah.
It's that cool 1990s trying to be
Trying to be Michael Jackson.
yeah.
Or move the
With a low camera angle. That's why all the arms are the limbs are foreshortened in different ways.
Yep.
I do love the how to be cool outfit.
Yeah.
I do fella holes.
If those of you who are wondering what this is, it's this.
I knew it.
Of course.
How to be cool by Pymations. Yeah.
I have no clue. I haven't kept up with Pymations in such a long time.
Yeah.
You should watch How to Be Cool.
I watch it here and there, but I stumbled across this and I thought it was hilarious, especially since this is actually like a 43-year-old person that is trying to do this.
That clearly remembers the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like extremes. Well, it's not them that's literally doing this. It's somebody else that's telling them to do this. But yeah, it's just funny.
Oh, and you cut off the bottom of the shoes, so you can't
how do we
even
know
tell
the
if
shoes
the
are
shoes are untied like they're supposed to be.
I ran out of
It's probably-
space. Leave me alone.
I'm
I'm surprised I got this far. I'm surprised I got this far into it, and I was able to convince myself. I basically had to convince myself not to go nuts on the left sleeve too.
They probably are untied.
Well, of course
Yes,
they're
really,
untied.
not
If you actually look at the bottom, you can see the shoelaces are there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this one I put so much more effort than I would have expected into this, which, considering this one compared to this one, is such an interesting juxtaposition.
That's the position.
Yeah.
Now, I'm
And
going to
then
be honest.
this is a thing that I did with a friend.
And yes,
for
it is a
an
digital
actual-
canvas, and I should be able to expand it as much as you like. The thing is, that is a artist's trap. The moment you
Yep.
actually start doing that, you start to drive yourself crazy. Because you try to go into more perfection territory.
I
Whereas
normally
the easier
don't
thing to
change
do is
the
to use the
canvas.
lasso tool on all the things and drag it up just a few inches.
Okay, I just didn't want. I was working so hard on getting this to actually look this way. I didn't want to drive myself even crazier just to move it up and get the rest of the shoes.
Yeah.
And yes,
It
I
is
would have been
really
able
good.
to. The shoes would have been easy. The shoes would have been easy. I just decided to forgo it.
Ounce of self-control.
If I had an ounce of self-control, I wouldn't have done this. But this is also this was also to push and challenge myself too. So, you know what? Fine, fair. You guys win. I cheaped out. I could have done better. I apologize. I guess I'm not cool enough. I guess I'm not cool enough.
Well, second, it could just be like me, where the image I linked before I submitted my actual one was a thing from Draw Together, where I actually was the expert and I helped a friend actually get this together.
That's a scary thought, all things considered. Anyway,
No, it's
no, anyway, speaking of you drawing things, you also submitted this that you did for
National Art Day.
National Art Day, which
Yep.
I'm guessing that you're not the only one that submitted here, because if you could
No.
draw Amy like that, I honestly wonder what the hell you're doing.
The bottom, no, that's not me. I did all the top.
I got so many questions so fast here, all of a sudden.
What, the fact I actually know how to do actual artwork?
But anyone want to take this, please? I don't want to be the bad guy here.
I can tell where the difference is. I
You
think
can tell where the line
you
is
did
drawn.
everything above the line. I think you
Yep.
also did the mask that is touching the line.
Yep.
Your friend did all of the more thin line stuff below.
And we were also playing Hakeman.
Okay. Just,
And
okay,
all those
just-
heads on the side were the ones that were hung, aren't they?
Not really. They were actually the artist friend doing that, but she was amazed that.
But
Within-
you've got Charmy there. That's what Charmy's for, to be hung.
Oh,
Exactly.
ow! I mean,
He's
not
already got brain
ow.
damage. You can't do any worse to him.
Yeah. But yeah, this was also a way of showing that I have the ability to make a lot of stuff, and it's not the greatest, but looking at the scenery that I can do if I actually take my time, I can do some very good scenery.
True. I'm not gonna. It's an amazing juxtaposition, because you basically have like the random chaos of color at the top, and then at the bottom you have very meticulous line arting. It is
Well,
such
isn't
a
that-
juxtaposition. It is very interesting.
Yeah. Do you not remember the times when we after partied just a canvas?
Yeah.
Heck, I think we did it on the main show a few times, although the program that we used is now Manga Studios.
I think. I have to look into that then. But
But this was still draw pile that all this happened on, because
yeah.
My
Yeah,
friend was
draw
like-
pile is still existing, yeah.
yeah,
But still, I mean, overall, it is really cool, and it is awesome that you contributed. And yeah, I could still tell what the hell it is, and that's 90% of art. I can tell what it is. Well, actually, is that 90% of art? You know what? No,
Not really.
I'm taking that
No.
back. That is a bad term. That is bad. Nobody pays attention to that. Art should be how you express yourself, and all of this is expression. And that is exactly what
Yeah.
counts.
Is good.
Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and move on before I put my foot further into my mouth here.
Shouldn't we pick a random topic?
All right.
After
We
the-
also looks like Cal Sakai picked up a new camera, so he did a few fun pictures. Like I said, content creation does not have to be just art. It can be anything as long as it's an expression. And yeah, Lego figure model pressings is pretty cool. I mean, hell, I would like to do that. That's kind of fun, isn't it?
The good thing and bad thing is I can tell you almost where every part came from the set. I'm that deep.
You're in deep, I'll tell you that much. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and move on here. Wait, no, I'm sorry, we did have one other thing. It was emailed to me, though. Give me a second. Let's see.
Dang.
To the email, but yeah. As always, it
Alright.
is never the fact that you are a poor artist,
Oh.
and sometimes you just
Oh.
don't do
Alright,
art
this
right.
Kazakai, while I was getting the last few trophies, I discovered something cool about Astaroth, and since Commander something uses Astaroth's moveset, I decided to do this. So, Astaroth's full power.
Careful, it might have rules of nature in it. You know what? The fact that it is Commander doing it to me.
That is brutal. That is so stupidly brutal.
Banhammer. Strong.
No.
The bat.
This is something it has done to me before.
That
Oh,
is a
damn.
true use of a banhammer. Commander something may no longer be wielding the banhammer at the moment, but dang if he hasn't lost his touch. Oh, that is beautiful. That is such beauty right there. Thank you, Kazakai.
Honestly, I would send that to him. Just be like, thinking of you.
All right, so with all of that out of the way, it's time to finally get to the fun part. Our picker wheel. The Wheel of Destiny. Or in this case, the Challenge of the Week wheel. And, of course, immediately people are jumping into the 90s. I wonder why that is. Kicking it old school 90. We got bad idea combinations. I do love a bad combination of ideas. We got coasters.
Speaking of which, since I put it there, I got my Ponies Online coaster.
Ballpoint
front,
pen.
front, back.
And I'm going to guess Kazakai was just saying rules of nature from the video and not because, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the rules of nature before he even started putting up the wheels, so I'd be surprised if he jumped in that early. He can read my mind.
Rules of nature.
He can rule my mind. Run.
Run away.
Run away, run away.
All right,
Doom.
run away
Oh,
from
no. Doom.
64. Thank you. And also, how you been, man?
Ponyman 64. Actually, there's something ironic about Ponyman 64 bringing Doom up.
Ooh, being evil, that is actually a fun one, Chaos.
No,
Doom
not just
64.
being evil. Being
Oh,
evil.
yeah, they actually made
Evil.
I'm evil.
Sorry, what
I
was that?
can't do Doofenshmirtz right now. I cannot.
Don't. Second, we love you. Don't.
No, I mean I literally couldn't even try. It would
No,
be.
you know what I mean, though. We know your
My
voice is not up
evil
to this now.
nature.
My evil nature. Stop making me trying to.
Second,
Oh, that is.
Evil
Oh, I actually
Incorporated.
really no. We got a last second interruption, and I just barely saw this. Gold dust. Ooh,
Oh, I
look at
saw
that.
him do this.
You colored and inked this.
I did.
It is so beautiful. I love this.
Thank you.
Oh, and he was having minor troubles with some of the colors here because he was like, that wood doesn't look right.
Nah, I feel that sometimes, but I think the one thing that drives me nuts is his colors feel like they flow so well in the artwork, and mine never quite feel like that. It's like they don't actually connect to the art. I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. As far as the colors I used, I mostly color pulled from a reference of this character. So
Well, I mean, I
Very-
think it's more like how the color is applied. I think you're doing something that I'm not.
Very
Cole,
cute.
Is it light on and then fill underneath?
No, usually it's take a paint bucket and plump.
actually, I do not use paint bucket.
That
Not
is-
usually.
That is probably
really?
it. You probably.
I should.
Yeah. No, don't. I mean, yours looks so much better.
No, because like there are plenty of artists that use paint bucket. They're just better at it than I am. I don't know how to make it do what I want it to do.
Well, I can
Yeah.
get
So
it.
I just paint it. I just like color it
Yeah,
in manually, which
to-
is much slower and less efficient. But it's
Yeah, because you
relaxing.
need to
so.
be able to tell the paint bucket for how many levels of going to the lines it needs to do.
Yeah, I'm bad at that, so I
Plus, I think the
yeah.
other thing here is the way you have your lining here. It doesn't gradient out into lighter colors like mine does. It looks like it's more solid and uniform. Or no, wait, I might stand corrected on that.
So as far as that goes, that's just
Sorry,
because...
I don't mean to be psychoanalyzing. I'm just really trying hard to learn, and it's just.
You're good. My method to inking is one that I learned from watching Egophiliac long ago, and that is I usually, for most of the outlines, I carry the line beyond the point, and then I erase to give it a good sharp point, which gives it a bit of a almost vector feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Without being vector.
Yeah.
That was a blast from the past right there when he said that name. Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, most of my style is influenced by like Egophiliac and a few other artists that I know. Particularly in the way that I do line work, because when I was going to digital artwork, I kind of learned how to do what I want to do in Photoshop by watching Egophiliac streams. Oh, hey, there's a mistake.
Sorry.
There it is.
Well, if it makes you feel better, there's another mistake right there.
Yep.
It's okay because you literally cannot tell from a distance. I'm zooming in. Just
No,
to
the thing you can tell from a distance is irritating my brain. Where's the bowstring?
Me too. I was waiting for people to stop talking, so I was like, Cole, where's the
Oh
string?
yeah, I never added that. Yeah. So okay.
She's playing the Song of Silence.
So here's the thing.
That was
This was
for so long.
Here's the thing. I never finished this, and I was going to add that in later as its own just straight layer that I was going to just layer over the top, and I just kind of never got around to it. So
no, wait, make a story out of it. Coldust, make a story out of it.
My plan was to shade it, and I might still do that. I'm planning on still shading this eventually. I just never got around to it. So
Coldust, you should totally make a story out of this. Just have her next one. Have her at a shop window, just face planted on it, while it just has a new bowstring there for sale for 10 bits. She's just kind of staring at it like a kid would at a train on a toy store on Christmas. Just
sure, yes.
One day I will have that bowstring.
Follow the picture, just looking longingly through a window.
Also, this wouldn't be a song of silence. It'd be the song would just be going.
Yeah, I know. Just if you were playing without it, actually pressing against the strings, it would be nothing. Yeah,
it wouldn't make much sound at all because the bow itself is pretty smooth. You can kind of scratch it against it, but it won't really make much audible sound.
Yeah.
So do we
not really.
All right, did we get all of our entries? Sorry, real fast.
All right. I've had this sitting here for a while because, of course, I had to do this.
Oh!
You violated the law, criminal scum.
Oh, I wanted to play that so badly, but I think I need to upgrade my system first. Anyway, anybody else have anything quickly to add before we go ahead and random and pull the wheel here?
I will say, Chaos Guy, nice reference to Metal Gear.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and do this in shuffle and spin.
Bad idea combination.
Bad idea combinations.
What we do every week.
I mean, it's not wrong.
So, we can get the roach cone. Sorry.
You really are going there, aren't you?
Anyway, protest challenge.
Right. The protest initiative challenge is... I meant to think of one, and then I forgot to. What? I had an idea.
That better not be the challenge. I'm gonna be so annoyed.
I mean, we already have idea.
No.
We could have kicked it old school.
Well, that's funny as all hell.
Toothbrush.
Toothbrush.
Brushy.
Okay.
Totally not because I went to the dentist today.
Toothbrush and mayonnaise. You got this.
Oh no!
Oh, that is such a bad combination idea.
That sounds just vile, doesn't it?
Oh no,
It
worse.
really does.
New from your favorite pony dentist, orange flavored toothpaste.
Actually, that'd be good.
1 out of 10
Yeah,
doctors
what's wrong
approve
with
of
that?
this.
No, orange juice toothpaste.
I see nothing
No,
wrong
no.
with this.
Get your vitamin C
Orange
and your
drop
teeth clean.
toothpaste.
Huh? Mint orange juice. Minty orange juice. Actually, wouldn't
Ah.
I don't know how that would go.
Honestly, if you're doing that, the orange frog is still probably a funnier thing to do for that bad combination idea.